Hello, kababayan, and hello, YouTubers. First, I want to make a shout out to RS. He messaged me earlier this afternoon that there is a new update that the foreign spouse and their children, a foreign spouse of a Filipino spouse, can now travel without the Filipino spouse, travel to the Philippines without requiring or requiring a travel insurance or a return ticket. So I did my research and I couldn't find anything that would support that. Not on paper, of course, but it doesn't mean just because I couldn't find it or we can't find it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just simply means that we couldn't find it. So far, I couldn't find anything to support this. Um, when I made the video several weeks ago regarding the new updates about the foreign travelers with their Filipino spouse, that the foreign travelers with their Filipino spouse, when they're traveling together, they no longer need, when I say they, the foreign spouses and their kids, they no longer need in travel insurance and a return ticket. My question at that time when I made that video was the IATF did not make any mention that the new rule states that they have to travel with their Filipino spouse. It never said that. So my question was, can the foreign spouse and their children, a foreign spouse who's married to a Filipino citizen, so the foreign spouse and their children, can they travel to the Philippines without the Filipino spouse, without requiring or obtaining a travel insurance or return ticket? And that was my question because IATF never addressed that. IATF only said that if a foreign spouse is married to a Filipino spouse, you're no longer required to have travel insurance or return ticket. But it didn't specify that you have to travel or not. It didn't specify that. So thank you so much, RS, for bringing this up. So the latest news, not official though, of course, that the foreign spouse and their children, the foreign spouse of a Filipino spouse, that foreign spouse can travel to the Philippines without a return ticket or insurance, and they don't have to travel with their Filipino spouse. So, like I said earlier, I've been looking for evidence to support that. I couldn't find it. Not at this time. I can't find anything to support it. But I'm not sure if that would be safe to practice right now. But you can if you want. I mean, it's your prerogative. If the latest news right now that's floating around, if you believe that you as a foreigner married to a Filipina, for example, Filipina spouse, all you have to do is show a marriage certificate, and you're not traveling with your Filipina spouse, and you're traveling without insurance and return ticket. If you think that's possible, and now it's okay to do that, and they blessed it, the IATF and the people that's implementing the rules. If you think that they are okay with it and now they're practicing it, then sure, you can go ahead and do that. My personal opinion is I'm not so sure because I'll cite you guys an example. When IATF made a rule that antigen will be accepted that didn't come out smooth. There's still people right now being rejected because they have antigen. When they take a flight and they have a layover, if they don't have a PCR test, they have issues. Um, Basically, it wasn't smooth unless you took a Philippine airline. It was a straight shot. Then possibility is that you didn't have any issues. And another thing that's happening too, we have a person in our group, in our channel. He is a former Filipino. He's a very what's this word? Um, Not nitpicking, but like super. Um, I can't think of a word. But anyways, he's a former Filipino, and he made contact with the airlines, Philippine Airlines. He explained to them that he is a former Filipino, and he just wants to make sure if he needs to have a travel insurance and return ticket. And according to his explanation to me, because he spoke to me over the phone, he said the lady from the airline specifically told him that you're a former Filipino, you need a return ticket and you need travel insurance. You guys and myself know that starting April 1st, a former Filipino does not need travel insurance anymore or a return ticket. But how come representatives from the airlines, especially Philippine Airline, why do they still have an old, not updated information? So you see, we're still having problems with that. Now, with this new thing that's going on, that the foreign spouse can travel without their Filipino spouse, can they actually get the benefits of balikbayan without the balikbayan with them? I don't know. I'm not sure. So if you're a foreign national and married to a Filipino right now, I would caution about this. To me, I would rather err on the side of caution because I don't know. I'm not so sure about this. Um, if anybody out there can make sure that the gatekeepers, the airlines, the people that work at the layover airport, at people at LAX, people at Manila Airport, those people, are they all updated and they will make sure they will implement the correct rules? Remember, in the past couple of weeks, people are being forced to quarantine, even if they followed the rules. They got all the documents. They got the antigen and all the COVID tests that they needed. They were still forced just because the enforcer or the person that enforced the rules didn't feel or think that the CVS is not a valid test, or the Walgreen pharmacy is not a valid test. We're still having issues. So that's my take on that. So I will try to dig into it more and find out. One thing for sure, though, what I understand about this whole mess, that even though the IATF makes a rule, the gatekeepers, it's their rule. And that's what that really concerns me, because I'll be traveling soon. Since I'm going to be traveling soon, I'm gonna go to the highest level of requirements. That means I'm gonna go RT-PCR test. I'm not gonna go antigen. I'll take PCR test, antigen test. I'll take them together since they're free anyway. But I won't take a chance on just doing the antigen. I'm gonna go PCR. So if they have issues with my test, it's gonna show PCR. They're gonna have to back off. I will bring all the documents that's needed. Travel insurance. I know it. I know the rules because I'm the one who actually read it, and you guys all know the rules now. A former Filipino does not need travel insurance, and guess what? I'm gonna travel with insurance. Just because I don't want anything to delay or get me off that flight. I want to go home. I want to go to the Philippines. I spent $25 on my insurance. What the hell? It don't matter to me anymore. My flight to the Philippines is worth more than that $25. So basically, what I'm trying to say is just go above and beyond, especially with all this stuff that I've been hearing. You got some people who does not enforce the rules, the updated rules. They're still enforcing the old rules. And also, they come up with their own rules. And then after they get reprimanded, and then they make the IATF gets a ruling. Now they will accept CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, pharmacy tests, lab tests. I don't want their mistakes to ruin my travel to the Philippines. I hope you guys see what I'm getting at. So if you guys hear rumors or news out there saying that a foreign spouse can travel without their Filipino spouse and that they can travel without insurance and return ticket, don't jump on it too quickly. Dig in more, find out more. And also, after you find out if it's true, will the gatekeepers, will they actually comply with it? Or are you going to have a hard time trying to convince them? So that's all my take. And I don't want to sound any way or shape or form that I'm negative. This is my experience from seeing what's happening all this time since February. All right, kababayan and YouTubers, I'm losing my voice. I love y'all. Peace out and wait for more updates. I'll be looking into it.